Hello, we are back with the chapter Quadrilaterals which we began in the previous class. In the previous class, we did one theorem related to parallelogram. I hope you all have solved it well. Okay, you understood the theorem well. Today, we will start another theorem of parallelogram. And the theorem is the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Very simple theorem. You will be able to solve on your own once I give you the main details. Okay. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have written the statement. The diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. And we need a parallelogram. Okay. So now here in this theorem, it is given that this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Like the first theorem. If parallelogram is given, what should come to your mind automatically? Parallelogram means the opposite sides are parallel. If the opposite sides are parallel, then you can take any angles which are formed, that is the alternate angles congruent, corresponding angles congruent, and the interior angles are supplement. Okay. So same way, we will try to prove that the diagonals bisect each other. So diagonal is missing here. So show the diagonals. Let us show the diagonal. I have drawn diagonal PR and diagonal QS. We have to prove that these diagonals bisect each other. Now bisect means what? Dividing into equal parts. Okay. So these diagonals, they intersect. Let them intersect at point O. Now we have to prove that PO is equal to OR and OS is equal to OQ. This is what we have to prove. So let's write given quadrilateral PQRS is a parallelogram. Most important part is a parallelogram. Quadrilateral PQRS is a parallelogram. Now to prove, only that information we have. Now to prove, we have to prove that diagonals bisect each other. Okay. That is segment PO is congruent to segment PO is congruent to OR, and second thing, segment PO and OR taken. Now these two parts, segment SO congruent to segment OQ. These are the two things that we have to prove. Okay. Now here no need of construction because already we have constructed the diagonals. We want to prove that this part and this part are congruent and this part and this part are congruent. That means we will take any two triangles. Okay. Here you can see this one triangle, this one. Okay. I'll highlight it. And this triangle. By taking these two triangles, we will prove them congruent. Okay. Then if the triangles are congruent, then we can take CSCT, corresponding sides of congruent triangles. Okay. So let's start. Let us try to prove these two triangles congruent. Start. Proof. In triangle POQ and triangle POQ I have taken. Next I will take ROS. Okay, these two triangles we will take. What all things you have so that the triangles can be proved congruent? Now this is a parallelogram. Okay. So if it is parallelogram, then the opposite sides will be congruent. Got one detail. Write it. Segment or side PQ congruent to side SR. What reason you will write? Opposite sides of parallelogram. Write full. Opposite sides of parallelogram. Reason. Opposite sides of parallelogram hai to they will be congruent. So one we got. Now we want two more to prove the triangles congruent. As you can see, now these two are parallel. No? These two are parallel because it is a parallelogram. If these two are parallel, then we all can see alternate angles. This angle PQO, alternate angles are PQO and OSR. Okay, so this angle and this angle. I have mentioned it. Angle PQO congruent to angle OSR because they are alternate angles. For parallel lines, alternate angles are congruent. Okay, so let us write the reason. Angle, once again, PQO angle PQO congruent to angle OSR. OSR. Why I wrote PQO and OSR? Why I didn't write PQS? Because we have taken the triangles POQ and ROS. So I have limited the angle till O. PQO and OSR. What will you write the reason as? Alternate angles. Reason. Alternate angles. Write the reason. Alternate angles. So this over. Now again, some of you might be thinking of taking the opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Yes, you can do that also. Angle POQ congruent to angle ROS. Then the triangle will be congruent by SAA test. Okay? SAA test. By that way also you can prove them congruent. Or you can take the next pair of alternate angles. That is this angle QPO. So here I will mark two identical marks. 2 marks I have given. QPO and ORS. These two. QPO and ORS. Okay, so next pair is QPO congruent to angle ORS. Both are alternate angles. Understood? As I told you, you can take these two vertically opposite angle POQ and ROS. I have taken both the alternate angles here. Okay. So if I take this way, so by which test these two triangles are congruent? This angle I have marked A, this side marked S, angle, side, angle test. So both the triangles are congruent by ASA test. Suppose you had taken the vertically opposite angles. Then by which test the triangles are congruent? The triangles are congruent by SAA test. SAA test. If you take vertically opposite angles, SAA test. If both the angles you take alternate angles, then ASA test. So both the triangles are congruent by ASA test. Now we can take CSCT and get our to prove. Okay, to prove was this, no? So let us take, if both the triangles are congruent, then I can say that PO is congruent to OR. So therefore, segment PO, see PO congruent to segment OR or RO, and segment, the next part we want QO congruent to SO. QO congruent to segment SO. Put it in a box and write hence proved. Hence proved. Okay? Understood? So now let's start with practice at 5.1. You know the properties of parallelogram. Keep that in mind. Opposite sides are congruent, opposite angles are congruent. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. And we know that in a parallelogram, the opposite sides are parallel. Okay? So keeping all these things in our mind, let us start with practice at 5.1. You have the figure given here and this is a parallelogram. They have given that diagonals of parallelogram WXYZ. Diagonals of parallelogram intersect at point O. They are meeting at point O. If angle XYZ is this angle. If angle XYZ, this angle is 135 degree, okay, then what is the measure of XWZ? Very simple, no? XWZ is the opposite angle of XYZ. Both are opposite angles. And we know opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So if XYZ is 135, XWZ will also be 135 only. So simple. Then next, this over. Now they are asking what is the measure of YZW? YZW, that is this angle is asked. Okay, now how to get this angle? We know that WZ and XY both are parallel. They both are parallel. And you have the transversal here. That is this one is the transverse. So which angle can you see here of C shape? Which angle is this? Interior angles. If the lines are parallel, then the interior angles are supplementary. That means this angle Z, I'll use one letter name. this angle Z and this angle Y, if you add, you will get 180. One angle you know is 135. What will be the next angle? Yes, I heard 180 minus 135. Okay. So, using these steps, we will get both the answers. And one more question is there that we will do after we get these two answers. Okay. Now, so start. Write down the first thing. Solution. This is not to be proved, to find, So, write solution and mention quadrilateral WXYZ is a parallelogram. First thing done. Therefore, angle, which angle congruent to which angle? Which angle congruent to the other? The XYZ congruent to opposite angle is ZWX. ZWX. Opposite? Correct now? Correct name. Now write down the reason. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Don't be lazy, you will get marks for this. Okay? Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Likh diya? So, if angle, which angle is given? XYZ is equal to 135 degree given. Therefore, angle ZWX will also be 135 degree. Put it in a box. Be happy. Okay. Now let's find YZW. YZW. This angle let us find. Okay. So first thing we will write WZ parallel to XY. Write given. If it is parallelogram, then the opposite sides will be parallel. No need to write that statement. Given. Just write given. Okay. It is a parallelogram. So opposite sides parallel ही होगा. अगर ये दो parallel है तो we discussed that these two are the interior angles. So write that. Therefore, angle WZY plus angle ZYX is equal to. Therefore, angle WZY and ZYX is equal to 180 degree. Reason is important. Reason, interior angles. Okay. Or you can also write adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. Adjacent means aju-baju angles. Okay. These two neighboring angles are supplementary. Now here we have written the parallel sides and written interior angles. Any way you write. Correct. Okay. So now WZY, do you know? No. So that we will write as it is. WZY plus ZYX, you know. ZYX, yes. It is 135 is equal to 180. So therefore WZY is equal to 180 minus 135. So you got WZY is equal to 45 degree. So this is 45 degree. Now add and see. The 135 plus 45, 180, you are getting? That means our answer is correct. Okay. So very simple. So that part, these two both over. Now the last question is, if length of OY is phi, this OY is phi, part of a diagonal, then what will be WY? They are asking what will be the whole thing, WY, the whole thing. If OY is phi, then WO will also be phi, because diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So if WO is phi, how much will be WY? 5 plus 5, 10. Write down the answer. Just write the reason. Right? Don't forget to write the reason as diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. Length of OY is equal to 5 centimeter given. Okay. Therefore, OY congruent to, alright, segment OY congruent to segment OW. Here you will write the reason. Diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other. So therefore, If OY is 5, therefore directly let us find out length of WY will be 2 into 5. OY is 5, so WY will be 2 times 5, no? 5 plus 5, 10. That only 2 into 5, which is equal to 10 centimeter. Highlight that also. Wherever question is asked, that answer you highlight and give. Then no need of writing it once again down. Okay. So simple. You got all the answers. We have written all the appropriate reasons. Let's go to the second sum. Move on to the second sum. Again a quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram. They have given in the question. In parallelogram ABCD, measure of angle A is 3x plus 12. Given it in the form of an equation. They have given it in this way, the help of a variable. Measure of angle A is 3x plus 12 and B is 2x minus 32 degree. Okay. Question is, find the value of x and find the measure of angle C and measure of angle D. So let us find out the value of x. What is the relation between angle A and angle B? What is the relation between angle A and angle B? Angle A and angle B both are adjacent angles of parallelogram, and in the previous sum, the first sum, we saw that adjacent angles in a parallelogram are supplementary. Okay, because they are interior angles. No. So let us start. Write solution and start with given quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. Write this as the first thing and write given quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram given. Therefore, write the name of the adjacent angle DAB, angle DAB plus angle ABC is equal to 180 degrees. Adjacent angles are 180 degree. Write the reason as adjacent angles of a parallelogram are supplementary. See, for you I have written the reason. So I want you all to write the reason. In the previous sum, how did we solve? We took the parallel sides AD parallel to BC and then we said DAB plus ABD, ABC is equal to 180 interior angles. So if you write like this, there is no need to take the parallel sides. Directly you can write, this is a parallelogram. Parallelogram है तो इस उसका adjacent angles कितना बनेगा? 180. The adjacent angles will be 180 degree. Okay, written? Now write down the measures given in the question. DAB is 3x plus 12 plus ABC is 2x minus 32 is equal to 180. Now solve this equation. 3x plus 2x will be 5x plus 12 minus 32. 32 minus 12 will be 2 minus 2, 0. 3 minus 1 will be 12. And bigger number is 32. Its sign is minus. Okay, is equal to 180. So therefore 5x is equal to 180 plus 20. 5x is equal to 200. Therefore x is equal to 200 upon 5. Therefore x is equal to 40. So first part of the question is over. Find the value of x. X is 40. Highlight that. Okay, x we got 40. Now, if x is 40, put the value of x here. You will get angle A, you will get angle B. If angle A you will get angle C, because opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Okay. If you get B, you will get D. Again, same reason. Therefore, angle A is equal to 3x plus 12, which is equal to 3 into 40 plus 12. Okay, x we got 40 now. So 40 into 3 is 120 plus 12 is equal to 132. So angle A we got 132 degree. Okay, angle A we got 132 degree. So if you got angle A 132, then how much will be angle C? So next step, right? Angle A congruent to angle C. Write the reason. Please write the reason. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. Opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. So therefore, angle C will be 132 degree. Highlight it. Angle C also you got 132 degree. Okay, if angle C is 132 degree, how much will be B? Again 180 minus 132, like that you can do, or put the value of x here and get the answer. Okay. I will do by the same way. Therefore, angle B is equal to 2x minus 32, which is equal to 2 into x is 40 minus 32. 2 into 40 is 80 minus 32. 10 minus 2, 8. 7 minus 3, 4. So, angle B is equal to 48 degree. Okay. If angle B is 48, angle D will also be 48, because angle B congruent to angle D. Therefore, angle D is also 48 degree. Okay. So, here write the reason. Opposite angles in a parallelogram. Now, for parallelogram, you can use this symbol, but don't use it in the exam. If you use it in 10th standard, no, you will be not getting into merit. So, there you have to write in full word only, parallelogram. Now, because we are writing the reason again and again, you can use this symbol, okay, for the timing. Opposite angles in a parallelogram are congruent, right? So, D we got 48. Add and see, 10. This 2 we are getting 180. That means we are correct. So, this way we have solved the second sum. Go on to the third sum. The perimeter of a parallelogram is 150 centimeter. Perimeter means what? Addition of all 4 sides. So, when all 4 sides are added, the perimeter is 150 centimeter. One of the side is greater than the other side by 25 centimeter. One side is greater than the other side. So, suppose if you have a parallelogram, let us draw this rough parallelogram. A, B, C, D. Let's take. One side is greater than the other side by 25 centimeter. So, other side, let us take it as X. So, therefore, the first side will be, so right, let the other side of parallelogram be X respectively. Okay, so we will suppose, let the other side be X respectively. So what can you say about the first side? So one of the side is greater than the other side by, the other side, दूसरा वाला side is greater by 25 centimeter. So therefore, we have taken the other side as X. So therefore, one side is equal to, we have gone as per the question. So one side is greater. Greater means plus. So X plus 25 centimeter. X side is X. The next side will be greater is given in the question. No? So X plus 25 centimeter. Okay. So in the figure, I will write, suppose this side took as X, then the other side. So that means this side will be X plus 25. Okay. And we know that for a parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. So if AB is X, DC will also be X. If BC is X plus 25, AD will also be X plus 25. And what information you have? You know the perimeter. Perimeter is 150 centimeter. So write down, according to the given condition, add all the sides, that is X plus 25 plus X plus 25 is equal to, when you add all the 4 sides, how much you are getting? 150. This is the given condition. You can write this as 2 into X or 2 into X plus 25. I just added all the sides to be very simple. Now let us solve this. X plus X to X, 2x plus x 3x, 3x plus x 4x. So 4x plus 25 plus 25, 50 is equal to 150. Now please solve this equation and get me the value of x. Come on. So after the calculation you got 4x is equal to 150 minus 50. 150 minus 50 is 100. And then 4 you brought to the opposite side. You got x is equal to 100 upon 4, 25. So x you got 25. Huh? So if one side is x, that is x is 25, what will be the other side? Okay, so write down. Therefore, we had taken other side as x, no? So other side is equal to, x is equal to 25 centimeter. Therefore, one side is equal to x plus 25, which is equal to 25 plus 25, 50 centimeter. Will gaya? So we got other side is equal to 25. The question. So they have asked find the length of all the sides. So what are the length of all the sides? 25, 50, 25, 50. So final answer write down. Final answer you will write. The sides of parallelogram are 25 centimeter, 50 centimeter, 25 centimeter and 50 centimeter. Okay children, so we have done 3 sums from practice set and 1 theorem of parallelogram. Hope you understood all the sums very well. Please like it if you understood and share it with your friends also. It will be a big motivation for me. And I'll be uploading the next part of the practice set in the coming days. Okay, so we will meet in the next class with the remaining sums of practice set 5.1. Till then, be thorough with these sums and do take care of yourselves. Bye.